Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 3v3 match on the map Hamburger Hill. I'm playing in the middle position as the Soviets. We have picked random positions, so I'm not sure where. Now I'm in a pretty decent starting position here. The reason the middle is quite a good position is because it has a good access to ore. I have a gem patch right next to me, which is going to be really helpful early on. I also have a big ore patch above me. The only disadvantage of starting in the middle is you can be attacked from different sides, but that's probably going to be less of an issue in a 3v3 match. Maybe if I was in a free-for-all match, then it wouldn't be so good, the position, because I'd probably be under pressure from below me, and above me, and also to the side of me. So in this game, I think I'm in a pretty good position. Aftermath units are switched on, so that'll determine the strategy we're going to carry out. We will be going for just 2 war factories because, of course, if you have aftermath units switched on, you won't get any building speed bonuses after that. And you see, I'm going for those 2 war factories straight away, so I can get those tanks out as quickly as possible. And I can go straight for tanks because I am starting next to a gem patch. And what I'll be doing is, after I've built my war factories, I'm actually going to go for a service depot and then start building more ore refineries. But yeah, I've already got my second war factory out, and now I can go for a power plant before I go for my service depot. I want to get that power plant out because I'm going to need more power. If you run low on power, what will happen is your building speed will decrease. And the reason I'm going to get a service depot is I want to build an MCV. I'm not too bothered about healing my tanks, but that MCV, if I can get a second one, will increase my building speed. It'll halve the time it takes to build structures, which will be very helpful when I'm building things like Tesla coils or refineries, things like that. So I'm going to be building MCV quite early on. Usually I wouldn't build it this early on, but with aftermath units switched on, it means that people can't build that third war factory, so I'm going to be under less pressure from getting an attack from a large number of tanks in the early game. Now from my scouting, what we can see is there is a player in the bottom right of the map, and that player is going to be quite dangerous to us because the bottom right position also has a big gem patch and lots of ore. So I'm going to need to try and deal with that early on, because if he goes to attack Orange, Orange is in a much weaker starting position in terms of his access to ore. So it'll put the bottom right person at a big advantage. So that's why I'm going and building down to him right now. I've now got my second MCV, so I can build buildings faster. And I'm going to probably try and build some Tesla coils right next to his base once I get my ore refineries placed. Now the reason I pick Soviets when aftermath units are switched on in most cases is because they have access to Tesla troops, and Tesla troops are very, very strong. They can't be squashed by tanks, and they also deal large amounts of damage. And as we can see on the left side of the map, it looks like things are going to get heated quite quickly. And what that means is we don't want to spend too long dealing with the right side of the map, otherwise our player could be killed on the left side of the map. So we want to sort of get things moving. I'm just moving that guy there, and I'm going to be building a Tesla coil right next to Red's base. And I'm pretty sure Red will be watching me at the moment. If he's done any good scouting, he should have scouted that region that I'm in at the moment, so he should be able to see my tank numbers. And you can see I've got my Tesla coil out now, which is going to make it a bit harder for him to advance. And what I'm doing is I'm just base crawling at the moment. And getting a little bit closer. And you can see that he's got some Tesla coils of his own, so I'm going to place my Tesla coil where I can, and I'm going to need to get rid of those Tesla coils quite quickly. He's also got Tesla troops as well, which are very strong against tanks, so that's going to be quite a nuisance for me. And you can see this is looking alright at the moment. I'm now building a Tesla coil right at the exit of his base. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and take out some buildings. We have the tanks to do so. And we're taking out things, core buildings like war factories or refineries. Even the construction yard. I think we'll go for the construction yard. And we need to take Tesla coil out first though, because they do a lot of damage. And if we can get this construction yard out, that'll be a big win and that is going to be very, very significant. We also need to see out what else we can build in the meantime, kill in the meantime even. And we can see that we've done quite a lot of damage. I know he's getting the upper hand on us at the moment, and that just shows how powerful Tesla troops are. And there you can see Orange, our allies, they've seen us, we've attacked, and they've come in to help us from the top. Hopefully Orange will go up to the top now though, and maybe help our other ally on the other side of the map. And it does seem like I'm going to be wiped up a bit here. I don't have that much left. And you can see actually our teammate has lost on the left side of the map, but we have destroyed bottom right. Red's pretty much dead now, so we're in a 2v2 match nowadays now. And you can see now I'm starting to build barracks because I want to get those Tesla troop numbers built up. I think for now I'm going to just pull back. Those Tesla troops will just rinse those tanks anyway. And you can see I'm building a flamethrower, because flamethrowers are very strong against troops. And you can see the green are coming for an attack from the left hand side, so this could be big trouble for me. Actually, I don't have too much left, and we're going to see if I can survive this. They have took out one of my construction yards, but yeah, they seem to be going for buildings, which is quite good for me at the moment because I do have a lot built and their tank numbers are great. But if they keep on going for buildings, I can whittle their tanks down, and I think they've made a mistake. I think they could have won. If they'd gone for my tanks, I think they could have won and then taken out my war factories. Because if they'd were and red, you can see they're coming from the right hand side. Now I'm going to be able to come back down and fight red now because I still have tanks left. And I do think green made a bit of a miscalculation there. They thought they'd just go for buildings, but I have so many that I've just been able to take out tank numbers while they were destroying all the buildings. So that was a mistake from them in my view. And that's my opinion. Right, so red have been pretty much destroyed now. They won't be able to build anymore. And you can see that green actually have a base there. Now I didn't notice that. That was a bit of bad scouting for me. I should have really scouted that area a bit more thoroughly. And you can see I'm just taking those Tesla coils out. And he seems to have been... that's strange. He seems to be stacking MCVs. Or construction yards, I should say. MCVs are the vehicle, and then when you deploy them, you call them construction yards. The thing is though, aftermath units are switched on, and what that means is, as I said earlier, war factories, you only get bonuses for building tanks for 2 war factories, and then it stops on the 3rd war factory. But it's not only war factories that are affected, it's also barracks, and it's also construction yards. You don't get any build speeding bonus after the 2nd construction yard. So I don't know if green's made a bit of a miscalculation here and thinks he'll still be getting extra building speed bonuses after he's built 2 construction yards, because you don't actually get that. Because one of the really hard strategies to beat is when someone stacks construction yards, especially Soviets, because they can build Tesla coils so fast. So it seems like green's strategy is really clear. He's just trying to expand, get to as many ore patches as possible, and build lots and lots of Tesla coils. It's sort of an okay strategy, and it's really hard to beat if it gets going, especially if aftermath units are switched off. It's not as effective under these conditions. But the only problem is in team matches it does leave your allies vulnerable early on, because you can't help as much because you're focusing on building MCVs and expansion. Right, and this is looking okay for us now. We're doing quite well. We're going to take out some of his ore trucks and really try and damage his economy. And just take out Tesla coils when we can. Yeah, and we're just keeping here, harassing him. And hopefully, if possible, we want to take out this base of his. But we can see he's building a lot of Tesla coils. I don't have enough tanks to fight now. And he does seem to be getting more tanks from his base, so I'm going to have to pull back. What I am going to need to take notice of and be careful of is the ore though, because the ore won't last forever. I am on 2 good ore patches though, so hopefully I'll be okay. I might want to also think about expanding to the bottom right, because there will be quite a bit of ore left over there. Now that player's been defeated, and you can see this is a little bit dangerous for me. We've got tanks coming in, but I do have a few Tesla troops on the way as well, and I think those Tesla troops are going to provide me with a lot of support. So it's sort of like Tesla troops and tanks versus tanks and Tesla coils. The thing about Tesla coils though is they're not mobile like Tesla troops, so you can't like sort of like pack them up and take them to someone else's base. Whereas Tesla troops, I can just send them anywhere, but they are very, very slow moving. And they are easily killed by certain things, like for example missile launchers will kill them very easily. Flamethrowers will also, and I'm just needing to keep an eye out on where green are moving. I don't want them to be able to secure that bottom right position as well. And this doesn't look like it's going to be any problem for us. Our tank numbers are up now, our Tesla troop numbers are up also. And I think he's going for the construction yard. No, not the construction yard, the ore refinery. And I think we're going to say, yeah, we just about saved it, which is a good thing. I know I've got other ore refineries above, but sometimes when you lose all the ore trucks down mining from this ore patch, would have to go up to the north ones then. So for now, that ore refinery is safe. And what I'm doing at the moment is I'm building another MCV, because I don't have any construction yard, because I destroyed my second one just a minute ago. And we can see also that the other opponent, the Cyan, have been defeated. So that means it's now 2v1. And that's the thing about using a strategy like green, you can get in these 2v1 positions. And we'll have to see how my allies do. They'll probably try and go and attack the other angle. But it's very hard to defeat when you've got a lot of Tesla coils, and it's hard to get into his base. And you can see we are maybe in trouble in terms of ore as well. Right, and you can see greens. I think there's something to the. I think he's trying to get to the right. I don't know if he's trying to scout that ore field just to see how much ore there is. Although he should have good visibility over that section, because our allies, his allies started there. And you can see he's going up north now. I think he's going to possibly go for my ore refineries up there. And you can see indeed he is. I'm not too bothered though. I've got 3 ore refineries there. I've got another one on the way. There's no way he's going to destroy them all. Not with the number of tanks I've got. So he's destroyed one, but I've got 2 right next to it, so it's no biggie at the moment. And it's looking very, very good for us. And you can see the orange are just above his base to the other side.
Construction complete.
And I've just built another ore refinery there, so I'm all good for the moment. And he's certainly building a lot of war factories. I'm not sure he knows that aftermath units are switched on.
Unit ready.
Because all the ore he's spent on those extra ore war factories, if he's got more in his base, will be wasted. And I would assume he'd have 2 in his base. Anyway, our Tesla troops are making short work of it, and he's pulling back. As I say, Tesla troops are very, very strong. I've always said that, they are extremely strong. And I mean, they're so effective against tanks. Okay, they're not as good when you put missile launchers in, and flamethrowers they are very good at, but apart from that, they're doing a really grand job here. And we're pushing our opponents right back at the moment. And he's got another Tesla coil out, but that's too close. I'm just taking out that ore refinery. And now he's actually using flamethrowers, which will be very effective against my Tesla troops. I think he's realised that the troops are more dangerous than my tanks. And another flamethrower actually. He's just releasing the flamethrowers at the moment. And you can see Orange just sending some tanks down just to help defend. And I'm going in around the other way to his base. And you can see it's completely undefended. And we was just taking a few things. Right, a helicopter's coming over. Now, if you ever see a helicopter, that is important because quite often what happens is there'll be a Tanya in that helicopter. So we're going to need to keep a good eye on that helicopter at the moment and make sure it isn't coming for us. It's coming for our allies, so I'm just going to put some markers down just to let my allies know where it is. And it's engineers. Engineers are bad. They're going to take out one of his buildings, but nowhere near as bad as Tanya. If that had been a Tanya, those 3 buildings would be destroyed by now, or 4. And he's going for my base, but just with a small number of tanks, so it'll be absolutely fine. And yeah, I'm just taking my troops back to his main base, and he's given up. I think his strategy was maybe a bit, he took a little long to get going. He maybe needed to show a bit more aggression at the start and help his allies because he got in a 2v1 position. Thank you for watching.